भद्रं कर्णेयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येम अक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यसेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ अग्ने नय सुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नमवुक्तिं विधेम ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ आब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवर्चसि जायताम् आराष्ट्रे राजन्यः शूरैषव्यो दिव्याधि महारथो जायताम् दुग्ध्री धेनुः ओढानड्वान् आसुः सप्तिः पुरन्धिर्योषा जिष्णुरथेष्ठा सभेयो युवा अस्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायताम् निकामे निकामेनः पर्जन्यो वर्षतु फलवत्यो न ओषधयः पच्यन्ताम् योगक्षेमो नः कल्पेताम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मम ब्रह्म निराकरोतु अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. So today being Tuesday, we have to just learn something from Durga Saptasati, an extract from the Markandeya Puranam, talking about the exploits of Durga Parameswari, Adishakti Swarupini, trying to bring happiness to gods and all good people, and see that the Rakshasas, the Mahasuras, their torture, atrocity, ahimsa, and all that is to be stopped. So it has got 3 sections. We have covered 2 sections, and we are in the 3rd section, Tritiya Charitam. And today we just make a prayer at first to Parameswari. Om Sri Dum Durgambikayai Namaha. Om Devi Prapannartihare Prasida Prasida Mataha Jagatokhilesya Prasida Visveswari Pahi Vishwam Tvamishwari Devi Characharasya Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matrarupena Samsthita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Chetanetyabhidhiyate Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Ima Om Aim Hrim Srim Srimatre Namaha Chaturbhuje Chandrakalamadamse Unnate Kunkumaragashone Undrekshupashankushapushpamanahaste Vaste Jagadeka Mata ॐ जयन्ती मङ्गला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वाहा स्वधा नमोऽस्तु ते। जय त्वं देवी चामुण्डे जय भूतार्तिहारिणी जय सर्वगते देवी Durga Devi Namostute. So these are all the kinds of prayers where all gods have requested Amavaru to interfere and see that there is the difficulty being removed for them all. So we are in the Madhyama Tritiya Charitam and in the 7th chapter where Parameswari is working very hard in her own way. See that all in the war, one by one, they are able to get rid of the Ramahasuras and their Sainyam. So in the 6th chapter, we have noted that with that Dhumra Lochana was burnt and his Sena, Rakshasas, were attacked by the Simham, the lion, the Vahanam of Durga Parameswari, and that was the Vahanam presented to Durga Parameswari by her father Himavan, and therefore both the lion and also the Ammavaru are very active in trying to beat up the attack by the Rakshasas. And moreover, this third section is there for destroying or killing the Sumbha Rakshasas, the three people. And because the Sumbha, unlike all other Rakshasas, these Mahasuras wanted Ammavaru to marry one of them or both of them. And but she told her condition, unless somebody wins me in the war by mistake or whatever it is, I have made a promise. So let your Rakshasas come, Sumbhas. If they win me, I will be their consort. So this is what the challenge thrown by the lady. So the Asuras are angry. So they came to fight and going on. And now, then that one Senapati is done with, he requested that Sumbha requested the two other, that is Chandamundasuras, to go and bring her. That's what is it. So they came to fight with that. So the fighting going on, we have done up to sloka number 14 in the 7th chapter. We continue therefrom. Balinam tadbalam sarvam asuranam duratmanam mamarda bhakshayaccha anyamscha tadayattada. So before this I have to make the dhyana slokam of the 7th chapter, because we are doing it as a religious program also, Parayana and Adhyayana. So when we take Parayana, because we are just going with the Saptama Adhyaya, it is necessary that we should be able to make prayer to her. Om Dhyayeyam Ratnapithe Sukakala Patitam Srunvatim Syamalangiim Nyastakangrim Saroje Sesi Sakaladharam Vallakim Vadayantim Kalharabadhamalam Niyamitavilasacchulikam Raktavastram Matangim Sankhapatram Madhumadam Chitrakodbhasibhalam So in the Saptamodhyaya, Durga Parameswari is the Matangi Swarupam. And Matangi is Shyamala Devi, which she is a Mantrini, and at the same time she has the Dhura of the Rajya Palana of that Devi, and highly trusted Devi, that Shyamalamba. And so she is there active in this place. And now we are coming to the 14th sloka. Balinam tadbalam sarvam asuranam duratmanam mamardha bhakshayachanyan anyamscha tadayattada asina nihataha kechitu khatvangataditaha jagmuhu vinasham asuraha dantagrabhihatastatha kshanena tadbalam sarvam असुराणां निपातितं दृष्ट्वा चण्डोऽभिदुद्रावा तां कालीम् अतिभीषणाम् शरवर्षैः महाभीमैः भीमाक्षीं तां महासुरः छादयामास चक्रैः च मुण्डः क्षिप्तैः सहस्रशः. So then all the asuras who are Duratma, and when she was very active trying to kill so many with sword, Asina, Khatvanga, Taditaha, and all the asuras were destroyed or killed, and then ultimately in no time kshanena tadbalam sarvam asuranam nipatitam. So in no time the entire balam or army of the Rakshasas got completely erased. Then the Chandasura, looking at that kind of calamity, when all his Sainyam has been done with, then he comes to pounce on her, and now the war goes like this. Chanda and Munda Asuras spring into action. So the Chanda, Abhidudravatam Kalim Atibhishanam. So at that juncture, she was a Kali. And as Kali, Mahadurgamba is Atibhishana. Not Bhishana means very Bhayankaram and terrific. Atibhishana means she was excessively fears producing, fearful. So that Kali, Abhidudrava. So this Chandasura was, Abhidudrava is a wonderful word. That is, he quickly pounced on her or attacked her on one hand. On the other hand, Saravarsaihi Mahabhimaihi Bhimakshim Tam Mahasuraha Chadayamasa Sakraischa Mundaha Chiptaihi Sahasrasaha. So then Bhimakshim, so another form of the Devi who is busy in fighting the other the Rakshasas. So that Bhimakshi is being covered by or attacked by the Mundasura with the help of large number of Chakrayudhas. So when Chadayamasa, Chadaya means to cover up, and that the aspect of Devi is covered up by Chakrayudhas, and at that time that Ammavaru is said to be Bhimakshi. So Bhima Chi, Swarupam of Durga Parameswari, when she is very much virulent in the war, she was covered up or attacked with large number of chakrayudhas, and see that she is simply attacked and arrested. Then I'm just reading the sloka number 18 and 19 and 20, and we'll try to construe तानि चक्राण्यनेकानि विषमानानि तन्मुखं बभुः यथा अर्कबिम्बानि सुबहूनि धनोदरम् ततो जहास अतिरुषा भीमं भैरवनादिनी कालीकराळवदना दुर्दर्श दशनोज्ज्वला उत्थाय च महासिंहं देवी चण्डम् अधावत गृहीत्वा चास्य केशेषु शिरः तेन असिनाच्छिनतु. So this is the situation of Devi. Who can face Bhadrakali? Who can face the Bhimakshi? Who can face... So when so many chakrayudas were with them, when that Asura attacked, then she became many. That's what chakrani anekani vishamanani tanmukham babhuhu yatharka bimbani subahuri dhanodaram. So again there is a metaphor, Prabhakar, saying how was her face when so many chakrayudas are coming. They are all just like Arkabimbani. So the description is interesting. Actually, Puranas are not poetical works. That's what we say. Muni Pranitani, Muni Pranitani, Puranani, na kavyasyodaharanani anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ Alankarikaru. But still, that kavya element is found in this. See, that's why Arkabimbani Subahuni Ganodaram Yatha Babhuvu Tatha. Adi comparison. Then looking at that kind of chakrayudas coming and all that, so Ammavar was not got scared. So what is that? Jahasa, she just laughed. The laughter at war by the warriors is different, is again so fearful, and moreover, the laughter generated out of anger is really proverbially great. In fact, Bharata in his Natya Shastra points out that about the laughter. Hasa, I mean Mandahasa, Attahasa, Vigata Attahasa, Mahaha Attahasa, like that. We have the has. But here, simple thing is Jahasa. When that Jahasa, when she just smiled at it, it means that she doesn't care all that weapons and everything that has been thrown towards her. And so what she did, she just produced such a terrible sound and noise. So it was Bhairavanadini. And I know that, that which is generating the fear in that. So Bhairavanadini and the so Bhirutvam is there in her. So, and not only that Kali is making such a terrible sound, but also she is having the Karala Vadana, and her face is very, very fearful, and it's called Karala. And Kali, she is black, and what about that appearance? Durdarsha, nobody can visualize her or see her at all. She is very powerful, and she has got Dasana Ujjvala. She has her teeth, protruding teeth out from the mouth, and that the teeth is very much Ujjvala, means it was shining brilliant and all that. So, Amavaru, when she smiled, then and when she just laughed, then what does it mean? Her teeth became very much visible, and that is that. So whenever people laugh very wild, naturally their tooth and teeth all are visible. And when the teeth is being visible, it's sometimes very hard, especially when it is a Bhairavanada. And so Durdarsana Ujjwala. But although it is very hard for anybody to see with composed mind, but she has Ujjwala. That is, she is shining forth like that. And again, in the next way, how she was in the next two slokas, we see how the Rakshasas were kept down. So, most important thing that we have got to note down, because Simhavahini, Durga another important, Mahishasura Mardini or Simhavahini. Because sometimes you see Durgamma also is upon the Vyagra, upon the tiger, but more importantly, we will see her on the uh, lion. So, Mahasimham Utthaya cha Chandam Adhavata. She just got up from her seat upon the back of the lion, and then she rushed towards that Chandasura, because simply at distance throwing arrows and all that, not like that. So now she has taken a personal touch, leaving the Vahanam, and he jumping on the ground. She rushed towards the Chandasura, and what did she do? Asya keseshu gruhitva. She caught him by hair, and with the sword Asina Siraha Achinatu. So ಆ ಕತ್ತಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಆ ಕತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ she just separated the head and body, Siraha, and that is what has been done by that Kali, Karalavadana, catching the Chandasura by hair. Then, when Chandasura is done like that, then there is another one, Mundasura. And Mundasura noted down the Chanda being thus killed or so, then he rushed towards her, and with similar anger and all that. So that's what is in the sloka number 21, and then 22 and all that, and 23. So when once the Mundasura is killed, then the Chandasura also very much. Chandasura and Mundasura both are the Mahasuras. So now there is a chance for the Mundasura also. So Tamapi Mundo Abhyadavat Drishtva Chandam Nipatitam. Looking at the Chandasura, Mahasura being thus fallen down, then this Mundasura rushed up to her, and what she did, even when he is coming with such great force to attack her, with her sword, he made him also to fall down on the ground. Tamapi apatayatu bhumau sa khadgabihatam rusha. Khadgabihatam means being hit by the sword, even that Mundasura also fell down on the ground, killed almost. Then, when Chandamundasuras were thus killed, the chieftains of that, then whatever little Sainyam remained, that's what I'm reading the 22nd sloka. You see, 21 ali Rusha Khadgabihatam Sa Tam Bhumau Apatayat. So, Tam Bhumau Apatayat. That is, the fellow fell down on the ground. So that way, Chanda and Mundasura being attacked and killed, the method is important in the Yuddham. So far as the Mundasura is concerned, she held him by hair, and with sword he was cut off the head, and he fell down dead on the ground. But in respect of the Mundasura, how was she? When the Mundasura was coming so fast, actually she was not sitting on the lion. She came up walking on the ground with equal speed, and he hit him with her sword so strong that he got killed and fell down on the ground. And when he fell down, now the part of the Mundasura, because actually the Asuras don't get killed very quickly. So here, Mundam cha Sumahaviryam Disho Bhaje Bhayaturam. So when Mundasura was coming, all the quarters, all people in all quarters, and were gripped by the fear. And then what? Because the Rakshasa, when he is attacked and killed, they will not die easily because they are all Varaputras in a sense that they got lots of large number of boons from, and one of the boons that they missed to ask is to get killed by a lady, something like Ravanasura, who said, my death could be only in the war and not by Yaksha, Gandharva, Kinnara, Devatas and all that. In his forwarding the list, he forgot to ask about the Vanaras and Manavas. That's exactly what in Balakanda, when all gods, including Brahma and Ishvara, go to Vishnu, and in a meeting, and they reported how virulent was Ravana, then Ravana or Vishnu asked the gods, "Well, what are these lists?" Then Brahmadeva said, then he gave the list of it. Then Vishnu pointed out, yes, Manavas and Vanaras are accepted, and therefore you gods, you all be born as Manaras, and I divide myself into four ways, and two Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna, four sons to Dasaratha, and that's how we are going to work up for the end of the Ravanasura. Here also, you see, when Mundasura was a Sumahaviryam, and Mundasura is also Virya, very warrior and very powerful soldier, but Mahavirya, a higher degree, and even that Mahaviryatvam, Sutaram. Sutaram means excessively Mahavirya. So when once he fell down and still getting up, all people in all quarters were scared very much with fear, and therefore Bhayaturam Bhaje Bheje Dishaha. So ಎಲ್ಲ ದಿಕ್ಕುಗಳು ತುಂಬ ಭಯದಿಂದ ತುಂಬಿ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. And at that time, because the war is a quick aspect, there is no laziness at all in the war. So everything is brisk, quick, and all that. Therefore, immediately, not wasting much time, what she has done is, I am reading the 23 and 24 slokas. Is almost they come to the completion of the seventh chapter, where the Chandamunda Suras finished, and ultimately, when all the chieftains of the Shumbhas were killed, then what alternative remains? They should only come and join the Yuddham with Devi. So now look at this 23rd sloka. Same manner. See, Siraschandasya Kali cha Grahitva Mundame vacha Praha Prachanda Attahasa Misram Abhyetya Chandikam. So what she did is, when once the Mundasura also was killed, she cut off the head of Chanda and also Munda, and she held on her hand both of them, and then she announced in the next sloka, Praha Chandika Prachanda Attahasa Misram Chandikam Abhyetya. So then she says that Prachanda Attahasa Misram. So we have got Hasa, Attahasa, Maha Attahasa, and like that we have got such terrifying laughters by the Rakshasas or by the warriors, especially when they are with great Rusha or anger with reference to their enemies. So Rusha with great anger, what she did was, Maya tava atra upahritau chandamundau mahapasau yuddha yagne swayam sumbham nisumbham hanishyasi. So, in a what is a Mahayagna, Yuddha Yagna. So, Yagna is a sacrifice where all soldiers go to the war ground just to pronounce victory or death. That's why ಯುದ್ಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಶೋವಾ ಮೃತ್ಯುರ್ವಾ ಅಂತ. Whether they get ಕೀರ್ತಿ or they get mrityu. So, and now she just says like this, Yuddha yagne swayam sumbham nisumbham cha hanishyasi. So when once the Chandamundas are done with, again no more support. She herself will volunteer, work so much that she will also finish Sumbha Nisumbha Rakshasas in the Yuddha Yagna to offer Purnahuti for that. That is, these are the four most terrible fellows, Mahasuras, who were thorns for the prosperity of Dharma and people connected. Therefore, it is said, Yasmat Ta Rushi Om Rushiruvacha. That is 25th sloka. Om Rushiruvacha. Tavanitau. I am reading the 25, no, 26 and 27. With that, the sloka, the chapter ends. Actually, when you do Durga Saptasati Homam or Durga Home or Chandi Homam, these are the mantras which begin with Omkara and then end up with Swahakara, and Vividha Ahutis are being offered to Parameswari Durga. Om Rushirvacha Swaha. So like that. And now I am reading Tavanitau tato drishtva Chandamundau Mahasurau Vachakalim Kalyani Lalitam Chandika Vachaha Yasmatu Chandam Chamundam Cha Grihitva Tupagata Chamunde Jatavo Loke Khyata Devi Bhavishyati. So when the Kali, when this Bhimachi and also and Bhairava, I mean, by Bhima Devi and all these aspects of Parameswari, they just carried the head of the two Rakshasas to the yard of the Kali, again Durga Parameswari. Then, as the narrator Rishi concludes, saying that in the slokas 2, Tavanitau tato drishtva Chandamundau Mahasurau Uvacha Kalim Kalyanim Lalitam Chandikavacha Yasmat Chandam Chamundam Chagrihitva Tupagata चामुण्डेति ततो लोके ख्याता देवी भविष्यति. So it is the Kali, Durga Parameswari, who gave the attribute or award, say, complimenting the other Devis, because, say, Chanda, Munda, Mahasurau, you have brought to my feet. Then Kalyani says, Kali Kalyani Lalitam Chandika Vachaha. So Lalitam Vachaha. In a very soft way, she inquired and then announced like that. This is the award ceremony for Devi. And Yasmad Chandam Cha Mundam Cha Prihitva Tamabhagata. Because of because you have taken the head of Chandasura and Mundasura and you have reached me, that Kali, Durga Parameswari is telling. So you will be called as a Chamunda iti. Not only you are announced as a Chamunda, but you will become famous. Loke Devi Tato Bhavishyasi. Amma, you, because of this kind of feat, you will be known as a Chamundi. We all know that there is a Chamundi temple, Chamundi Betta in Mysore. It's a world attraction where Chamundeswari and especially the Maharajas of Mysore, they were the worshippers of Chamunda Devi, Chamundi Devi, and they had a lot of regard. And so, uh, you see, in Bangalore, we have got in the Mysore, in the Bangalore Palace of the King, at the entrance, we see two temples. What are the temples? Bhuvaneswari and Rajarajeswari. So whenever Maharajas used to go out, they make namaskar to Bhuvaneswari and Rajarajeswari and then go to work. So this is how, but here in Mysore, because it happened to be the Rajadhani, there they built the Chamundeswari, clubbing the powerful Virya of Devi, ultimately putting down the Mahasuras, Chanda and Munda. And so she has been given the title as Chamundi and also given the blessing by Devi that Amma, you will be very much known, famous as Chamunda Devi in future, and all people will be having their regard towards you, and therefore Yasmat Chandam Chamundam Cha Grihitva Tamapagata Tasmat Chamunda iti Tato Loke Khyata Bhavishyati. You know, Khyata means you become famous. So Khyata Bhavishyasi, and you will become famous like that. Then I'm just reading the colophon of this. Om iti Sri Markandeya Purane Savarnike Manvantare Devi Mahatmye Chandamundavadho Nama Saptamodhyayaha. See, number 7 is always important. Uh, so in seventh chapter or when seventh number came, there is always the victory, success. Even among numerology prakara, ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ number all numbers have got their special importance, and actually the before the Sumbari Rakshasas face confront Devi, although they have their love towards her, but when she is inviting for a war, it is imminent that they have to attend They have to fight in a way that they will be able to be successful with her. But unfortunately, who can win Mahavishnu? Who can win Rama? Who can win Durga Parameswari? Who can win Lalita Parameswari? Well, anyway, so Stri Devatas and Purusha Devatas, just for our understanding, so there are Mahasuras who cannot be killed by Purusha Devatas. There are some Mahasuras who cannot be killed by the Stri Devatas, and therefore it is the administrative skill of Mahavishnu that scrutinizing the kind of varams or the scrutinizing the kind of boons that these asuras been given, and they will find out, because Vishnu is such a fellow, such a God who has always solutions with him. That's why in Vishnu Sahasranamam you come across a name, Bhayakrit Bhayanasanaha. So he is one who is cause for the fear. At the same time, he is one who is the cause for resolving and providing peace. Therefore, both powers are there vested in Vishnu. And therefore, Sharanam Prapadye, we always go. And even in the Veda, it said, Vishnu Antimo Devaha, Narayana Antimo Devaha. Meaning, there is no Ishvara beyond Vishnu. Ishvaro Vikrami Dhanvi Medhavi Vikramakramaha Dhanurdharo Dhanurvedo Dando Damayita Damaha, etc. So when you receive the Vishnu Sahasranamam, and there you observe the uniqueness of Mahavishnu, and there is no second for Mahavishnu, and therefore he is always at the top, at the helm of that. Same feature is being imbibed even in Rama, who came in the form of human form, and what is the vratam of Rama Bhagavan is he will not use two for same thing. So dvir na bhashyate, dvir na prayujyate anta. He will not employ two arrows, he will not speak two words. So that means he has got that kind of singularized power and use and character in his own self. So Hange, even Vishnu, under whatever features that Vishnu possessed in his original personality, as the descriptions go about, same with the same feature, the avatars are also like that. In fact, it will be a wonderful study and research and say that, so it is all Vishnu and Shiva Amsa, Vishnu avatars, though distanced by the yugas and so many other factors, but still they have been very energetic, active, skillful, and winning. So that's a different issue. We'll just try to work on that in course of time. But now we have completed the 7th chapter, where the very tough Rakshasas, Mahasuras, namely the Chandamundasuras, they were finished. Dhumralochana was also a very tough Venadipati. Him also they finished. And these are all the prominent Mahasuras among so many suras. Because the Bandasura, for example, he is a yet more powerful fellow. And he had a large number. On Friday, we are going to have the talk on the Lalita Sahasranamam, and he had 15 commanders in chief, a very large army, and the sampada, the war sampada of that Bandasura was really great, was really enormous and very powerful. Therefore, in Lalita Parameswari herself was requisitioned to come and work up to see that the Bandasura Vadha takes place. Anyway, with this kind of attention and power that we derive from the grace of Durga Parameswari, in the 7th chapter, we see that the very important, difficult hurdle been destroyed. And now we go to the 8th chapter and we do Sankalpam. Mama Upatta Raghavendra Chepapabu Mama Upatta Samasta Durita
समर्थ
Samasta Durita
दुरित
Kshayadvara
क्षयद्वारा
Sri Parameswara Prityartham
श्री परमेश्वर प्रीत्यर्थम
Samasta Sanmangala
समस्त सन्मंगल
Avaptyartham
आव्याभ्यर्थम
Avaptyartham
आव्याप्यर्थम
Avapa
अवाप्यर्थम
अवाप्य
Avapyartham
अवाप्यर्थम
Durga Saptasati
दुर्गा सप्तशती
Pathe
पाठे
अष्टमोऽध्यायः
अष्टमोऽध्यायः
पारायण
पारायण
अध्ययनं च करिष्यामः
अध्ययनं च करिष्यामः
ॐ नमो भगवत्यै
ओम नमो भगवत्यै
दुर्गाम्बिकायै नमः.
दुर्गाम्बिकायै नमः.
So now let us read the Dhyana Slokam. Please repeat. You know the Dhyana Slokam, but still I say once, you also say once. And then we start with the chapter 8, where much work also has been done by Devi. And this is a very important situation when she is facing those Sumbas, to kill whom she has taken the pledge, or she has promised the gods. You remember, she actually Parvati came for bathing, and at that time, after she finishing the bathing and all that, on the peak of the mountain, when she was standing, she found large number of devas waiting and making prayer to her. Then Parvati promised, okay, you don't bother, I will take care of it. So that's how the origin, the Ugama of Devi Parvati, in the form of Kali and all those forms have come out like this. Now, please repeat, Om Arunam.
ॐ
अरुणाम्
अरुणाम् ॐ
Karuna
अरुणाम्
Antarangita
करुण
करुण
अन्तरङ्गिता
अन्तरङ्गिता
करुण अन्तरङ्गिता
अङ्गिता
Achim
अक्षीम्
अक्षीम्
Achim
अक्षीम्
अक्षीम्
Druta Pasha Ankusha
धृतपाश अङ्कुश
धृतपाश अङ्कुश
Banachapa Hastam
बाणचापहस्ताम्
बाणचापहस्ताम्
बाणचापहस्ता
Animadibhihi Avrutam
अणिमादिभिः
अणिमादिभिः आवृता
आवृताम् अणिमादिभिः आवृताम्
आवृता
Mayukhaihi
मयूकैः
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 Aham Ityeva
अहम्
अहम्
इत्येव
इत्येव
अहम्
अहम्
इत्येव
इत्येव
Vibhavaye Bhavani
विभावये
विभावये
भवानी
भवानीम्
विभावये
विभावये
भवानी
भवानीम्.
So the Bhavani Shabda is very significant and very much loved by Ammavaru. So that point has been caught by Shankaracharya also in his Saundarlahare, and where he says Bhavani Dase. Whenever I say Bhavani iti yaha kathayate, like that, because among all the names, the Bhavani name is being very well loved by her. So Bhavanyai Namaha Om, Bhavanagamyai Namaha Om. So Bhakta Saubhagyadainyai Namaha Om, etc. Then how is she to imagine in our screen of mind. Andre, she has such a looks. Achi is the look. Her looks are very, 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 very kind and very much searching and sharp. And by basically Ammavaru complex nilli, because Kali Swarupa Ayatu. When Chandamunda Suras are done, the Kali Swarupam, Karala Vadana Swarupam, and Damstrojvala Swarupam, etc., are done in the 7th chapter only for the purpose of getting this Chandamundas done. Now there is another event, rather phase to happen to her in the warfare. So she is, but ultimately she has Karuna. So Aruna Varna is a sign of love, affection, and grace. That's why we have got the word Aruna, because before Surya Bhagavan becomes Surya or any other, that Aditya is Aruna. That's why we always tell Suryodaya is later, Arunodaya is before. So Arunodaya means what? So beautiful to look at, crimson color and little, so Ammavaru. But what about her inner heart? Outwardly, Ammavaru looks like very ferocious or great, but whatever appearance outside is different. But basically, Antarangita Chim Karuna Taranga. So, Ammavarki, Karuna is a Taranga, is a wave. She has a wave of compassion. So, waves don't keep quiet. Waves will be always active and working. So when you go to ocean, you cannot see ocean, no waves at all. You may think of even when you go to Budabidri or Rameswaram, may not be there, waves are rampant, but still there will be the waves. So this Ammavaru is having tarangas. That is, according as the bhakta, according as the puja, according as the requirement, according as so many things, she will be able to monitor, modulate herself, and grace and bless all people. But whatever that Ammavaru does is ultimately filled with karuna. So she is said to be Karuna Rasa Mandita. So Karuna is a rasa, and with that she is Mandita. Karuna Rasa. And Karuna Rasa Mandita Navaga, she has that compassion waves, and that all those Karuna is being shown through her eyes. Achi is the physical eye. Chakshu is the mental deeper eye. That's why when you say Bhadram Karne Bhisnuyama Devaha Bhadram Pasyema Akshabhihi Yajatraha. So Pasyema Akshabhihi. Aksha is the eye which our doctor, all eye surgeons or eye doctors examine. And they will be able to see the physical content behind the makeup of the eye. But the gnana, the knowledge, is the eye also, the brilliance. Therefore, you see, that's what we call karne pasyema. Pasyema anavaga, it is the retina work and go deeper and all that. So that's what gnana, ಜ್ಞಾನಾಂಜನ ಶಲಾಕಯ. So ಜ್ಞಾನ ಅನ್ನೋದು the chakshu. So therefore there is a difference. Akshi is a physical eye or charma chakshu, and pasya is the gnana chakshu. So everybody has been given the two eyes, charma chakshu and gnana chakshu. So but Ammavaru, her internal system is completely filled with the karuna. So but still, for the outside world, outworld, she has to show that she has also weapons with her. She has also weapons with her, so that the bhaktas can become a little confident about her. So they become confident. ఓ అమ్మవారి దగ్గర ఆయుధాలు ఉన్నాయి, మనకేం బాధ లేదు. And something like the Kodanda Rama. Of all Ramas, everybody has got the photo of Kodanda Rama in the house. We have Pattabhirama, Kalyana Rama, Dasaratha Rama, Sita Rama, etc. But among all that, you have the Kodanda Rama. That is, he has got the Kodanda or the bow ready. He's a duty doctor. He will not wait for searching for the medical box. Like that. So here also Ammavaru Dhrutahastam. She has her four hands filled with the Pasha, Ankusha, Bana and Chapa. That is, Pasha is the noose, Ankusha is that trident, and Bana is the arrow, Chapa is the bow. So bow and arrow concept, because in olden days, the best employed weapon in the war elsewhere was the bow and arrow. Later on, so many other ayudhas have come into vogue, being used. But basically, we have got the chapan. That's why you see Kirata Arjuniyam. And actually, Shiva tested Arjuna before he granted Pasupatastra to him. So, like that, the Bana Chapa Hastam. And what about her Aiswaryam? Animadibhiravrutam. She has got Ashtaiswarya Sampada. Anima, Mahima, Chaiva, Laghima, Garima, Tatha, Praptihi, Prakamyam, Ishatvam, Vasitvam cha, Ashta Vaibhavas. Therefore, Anima is the beginning one, and she has got all that Sampada, Aiswarya with her. Avrutam and Mayukhaihi. And moreover, she has got Mayukhas. Mayukha means the Kiranas, the rays, the flow. So, for example, Rasmivan, when you say Surya Bhagavan, he is Rasmivan, means that, oh God, So, means that he has so much of light and brilliance rays. And therefore, now, hey Bhavani, I am just telling you, I think like that. Aham evam Bhavanim vibhavaye. నేను అమ్మవారిని ఈ రీతిగా పిక్చరైజ్ చేసుకుంటూ ఉన్నాను. ఈ 8వ చాప్టర్లో అమ్మవారు ఈజ్ హ్యావింగ్ ది కరుణాంతరంగం, and she is Aruna Devata, and she has got in her hands 4 kinds of different weapons which are very powerful and which can do a lot of havoc to the enemy. And at the same time, if she is having a lot of riches to grant the bhaktas. That's why in the Sri Suktam, you see that Mahadhane anta compliment Ammavarige. Dhanam me dehi mahadhane. Amma Lakshmi Devi, you have so much wealth with you that you give me some wealth for me. Anta mahadhane anta compliment Ammavarige. Illi Ammavarige ಏನು ಮಹಾನಿಮಾದಿಭಿರಾವೃತಾಂ ಮಯೂಖೈಃ. So mayukha ಅಂದರೆ granting the flow. So Ammavaru can make the Aiswarya to flow to us also. See that we are also Aiswarya. That's why we make a prayer. Mayi medham, mayi prajam, and mayi indra indriyam dadatu, mayi agnistejo dadatu, mayi bhrajaha suryo dadatu. Anavaga, this is all what you call about the mayukhas or Aiswaryam. And this is how we remember Parameswari in the 8th chapter. We are going to see aftermath. That is the Chandamundasuras when they are both killed, and a large number of the Rakshasas in the Sainyam also being killed. Then what to do? Sumbha and Nisumbha, became infuriated, very much angry, and they came to the point. In fact, the same is the case with all asuras, mahasuras, as and how people are falling around kith and kin. That is only adding to the fire or anger in them, not for any kind of appeasement or conciliation. See, for example, Ravana, as you see, including even when Kumbhakarna and Indrajit and all these Rakshasas were killed, Ravana had not given up his desire towards Sita, and he wanted to kill Rama Lakshmana and marry Sita Devi by force because he's a Rakshasas. And that is what is called Rakshasa Vivaham. There are 8 kinds of vivahas are there. So Rakshasas are permitted to marry with Rakshasa Vivaham. Anyway, I stop here and we'll continue this particular Ashtama Adhyaya, a very significant chapter, because each chapter Parayanam, each sloka Parayanam, each word Parayanam or Japam will have terrible benefit for all the Upasakas. And therefore, these days, as you observe, people are performing quite often Chandi Homam, Chandi Patha, Chandi Homam, the two Satachandi, Dasachandi, and all those things. Because now, next month or so, in temple here, they are planning for Satachandi Homam. And they are bringing so many people here, Ganapatis and all those people, to assist, to go through the Satachandi Homam, so many things. So what I see that, Kalau Durga Vinayaka, ಈ ಕಲಿಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ Durga Parameswari and Vinayaka, they are very well active gods. They will be able to bless us. So I stop here. Om Swasti. Helapa.
ॐ स्वस्ति सहनौ भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ तत्सत् सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु सर्वं श्रीमातृपादचरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु हरिः ॐ तत्सत्
Sri Veda Purusha Asirvadostu. Om Tat Sat.
ॐ श्रीवेदपुरुष आशीर्वादो